What's up, folks? This is Crypto with James talking to you today about XRP. There continues to be news regarding big movements in tons of XRP, and there's been some interesting developments with previous Goldman Sachs executives, and in terms of what Ripple can offer, along with continual updates regarding the SEC. So we're going to get into all of that. Before I do, as always, I update my spreadsheet. The first 26 coins I spoke about on YouTube that I thought would crush it in this bull cycle. If you invested $100 into each one when I released the videos, you'd be in profit for 48 grand. Adding your $2,600 investment, you sit on 50,700. Phantom leads the way. That was the Udemy course I did where I said it'd be the best investment of the year. It's currently up 261 times in value. I've held all of these at one point or another, closed positions on damn near all of them in profit. Not Grin. Grin was never that good. Good tech, never good price. But then I've reinvested all those profits into new coins. If you want to see the coins that I'm in and the portfolio that I hold, check out Copy My Crypto. I've built this portfolio to maximize gains during this bull cycle. And so far, week after week after week after week, my portfolio continues to beat the market. My biggest holders continue to have some significant gains, and the profit train keeps rolling. If you want to be a part of those gains, if you want to build your wealth in preparation for an inevitable bear cycle, then you got more money to invest during the bear cycle, which will make you more money. Then check out Copy My Crypto. Click the link in the description. Okay, right, XRP. So currently sitting at about $1.10. There's solid lines of support around like $1.07, $1.06 for it. There's been a few bits and bobs in terms of what's been going on regarding Ripple. So we'll go into some of those news stories. So first one was obviously to do with the SEC denying Ripple to documents in the lawsuit. So XRP struggles to sustain around $1.10. Bearish cause risk another drop to 92 cents, but there's been solid support, but well above that. So I don't think that will necessarily happen. But certainly there's FUD going on with regards to XRP and huge price manipulation with all this SEC nonsense. So Ripple is currently requesting access to internal documents from the SEC to develop a proper defense. It's part and parcel of lawsuits, is you should be sharing documents. However, the SEC claims that all the documents are privileged and protected by the deliberative process privilege. The SEC continues that the court should not pierce the SEC's DPP and other privileges, particularly when the documents are irrelevant to the defendant's pro-offered defense. With the SEC taking a stand against supplying privileged documents, Ripple will likely file a motion to oppose the regulator's letter on September 28th. Nonetheless, the judge is expected to conduct an in-camera review of the SEC's internal documents when they are presented. And the SEC denies, so as the SEC continues to deny Ripple access to said documents, this sort of level of FUD has been, and the FUD that the SEC has consistently been pushing at the moment, whether it's Uniswap, Ripple, or XRP, or Coinbase. It's been nonsensical in their approach, and it's been, what's the word? Corrupt. There you go. Corrupt. There's also been some circulating rumors that Coinbase are going to reinstate XRP trading on its platform. That does seem unlikely right now. Coinbase have always been very have worked alongside the regulators within the US, notwithstanding obviously the nonsense that the SEC went at Coinbase regarding their lending platform. But Coinbase have always been fairly compliant, very compliant in that regard. I find it highly unlikely that XRP is going to come back on anytime soon, not till the SEC case is done. Coinbase Pro did tweet out, as previously announced, Coinbase has suspended trading in XRP due to a technical issue. XRP was temporarily viewable on the Coinbase Pro mobile app for some customers, but was not tradable. But the Coinbase app does say trading not yet available, whereas previously it stated that the asset is not supported by Coinbase. So they may be turning on it, and maybe because of the way that the SEC has come at Coinbase like ridiculously unnecessarily. It may be that Coinbase are fighting back. It may be just they see the inevitable end of this lawsuit and anticipate putting XRP straight back onto the exchange once the lawsuit is done. So in other news regarding XRP, there's been a ton of transactions like within the last sort of 48 hours or so. So 117 million was transferred by some of the largest exchanges. According to Whale Alert, over the past 15 hours, and this was yesterday, several major crypto transfers were performed by large crypto trading platforms, Binance, Bitfinex, and a few others. The largest sum was 50 million XRP, was moved by Binance to custodial platform BitGo, and wired 10 million XRP to another smaller exchange. Bitfinex shifted 32 million basically to the Bitstamp exchange. In turn, that also sent out 25 million to BitGo. The overall value of the XRP that was sent was $127 million. And yeah, Binance was also involved in transferring 100 million XRP together with the Ripple distributed ledger tech provider. So Coinbase refuses to relist XRP. So that's a follow-on from what was said. And that's part and parcel because Coinbase has found itself in problems with the SEC. The fact that Coinbase has always complied with the SEC, it seems a very odd decision to go after Coinbase, but it's part and parcel to protect banks. However, the Coinbase CEO has openly shared his frustrations about the SEC's lack of clarity, as has the Ripple CEO. And he's recently tweeted that he cannot relate the present case of Coinbase with Ripple's own. But I do believe Coinbase will end up putting XRP straight back up. I just believe they're going to wait till the lawsuit is done because what the unnecessary scrutiny that you end up coming under from the SEC, they don't want to necessarily put themselves in that limelight too soon, but I believe they probably will. So we'll see. Now the interesting stuff that's come out regarding Goldman Sachs is this. So before I get into that, sorry, XRP network activity has soared. That's today. So XRP's price action is looking like it's starting to turn slightly bullish, although I will say I don't expect that now. In the last couple of hours, we've seen small retracements in the market, and I think that's probably set to continue. And if that does, with Bitcoin, it will ripple down to XRP. Pun not intended there. But there is belief from Peter Brandt, who is a trading veteran, that there's a multi-year head and shoulders pattern that's formed on its weekly chart. Reverse head and shoulders, I should point out. And if that's the case, we could very well see higher highs on Ripple. They do often play out head and shoulders patterns, so we've got to be aware of that. It does look pretty good actually right now, so we could see a blast up. I think with the FUD that has been consistently delivered by the SEC and the news, I think will struggle. Certainly today, I can't see that necessarily having a breakout, but over the course of the next week or so, or the next 2 weeks, yeah, you could definitely see a breakout. But it's got to break out of the price range that's in. The price range that's in has been $1.72 to $1. So we'll see how that plays. But the bigger news, so this was what I wanted to actually, the main thing I wanted to talk about. So there's a couple things. XRP has signed Goldman Sachs head of global FX and emerging markets franchise management. He's taken over the global institutions market as senior manager at Ripple. And while that looks like it could be a standard poach, it looks like it's building a closer relationship between Goldman Sachs and Ripple Labs. Goldman Sachs put out a patented payment solution on July 1st, and it presents how the US bank presents how blockchain technology can optimize normal payment transactions. Ripple is the forefront of that. Goldman Sachs describes it very reminiscent of the Ripple Net ODL, because one even refers directly to Ripple several times. Intraday liquidity needs are reduced when transaction occurs in near real time before new transactions are initiated. In conventional banking systems, this is difficult, if not impossible, to accomplish, as payments have to go through multiple private accounting systems, causing delays. Excuse me. In contrast, Ripple transactions are usually processed within a few seconds. Having a patent filed in July regarding how to implement blockchain to speed up transactions, reduce costs. Goldman Sachs knows that they're going to start integrating blockchain technology. Now, they could create their own private blockchain. They could. It's unnecessary work. They won't do that. So XRP looks like it's going to be its foundation layer. It looks like it's going to be the thing that does it. If that happens, my God, that will have huge ramifications for the market. That will be hugely bullish if Goldman Sachs was to come out and confirm Ripple's our foundation layer. Ripple's how we're going to do this. And to boot as well. So, what the hell? It's gone back into... I changed this. There we go. Translate to English. There we go. Better. So, former Goldman Sachs pundit Andrew Lockenorth believes Ripple's going to change the financial world. And what he said, and he's former Goldman Sachs pundit, right? So he's got links to the bank. We know Ripple have already poached a Goldman Sachs member. Now, that could very well be that they've spoke to Goldman Sachs to create a partnership and gone, we need someone that knows your bank. We need someone that can interact with Ripple and with your bank. And he's the stopgap. He's our middleman between the two institutions, or one institution, one blockchain. But Andrew Lockenorth has said, Ripple will redefine online payments, and I believe Ripple will likely go public once the SEC lawsuit is resolved. The main advantages of using the Ripple protocol: speed and reduced risk. XRP is a replacement for SWIFT, which is expensive and slow. So, and he went on to say, SWIFT is a 50-year-old interbank settlement system. Fiat currency takes about 3 to 5 days to transfer from one country to another via SWIFT and requires high transfer fees. Ripple XRP takes 5 seconds to transfer from one country to another. The Ripple protocol can therefore be a much faster and cheaper infrastructure for interbank payments. Goldman Sachs, again, already filed a patent in July to integrate blockchain to speed these things up, to minimize these fees. XRP, I've said this in the past, I thought would be the solution for banks. And Goldman Sachs, while they've not said it's Ripple, what else is it going to be? What else is it going to be? Maybe Stellar. But Stellar seems to have got a foothold in Europe, not in America. There's nothing really there in America. I think this is truly bullish news for Ripple. And whilst there is a lot of nonsense and BS as a result of the SEC, Ripple XRP is looking strong. If it connects ties with those banks, and however you feel about centralization, and by the way, Stellar is way more centralized than XRP, but even however you feel about banks, and I'm not a fan, you have to follow the train of thought of what's going to happen with the price. If it is going to be the blockchain that banks use to speed things up, to reduce fees, the amount of transactions per day for the Ripple network through just the bank, Goldman Sachs alone, will be staggering. Ripple XRP's price can only do one thing once, if that's confirmed, and that is run wild. Now, this bull cycle, for damn sure, I think Ripple's a $5 coin. This bull cycle still has, and that's even with the nonsense with the SEC. But if that gets done, and I'm not convinced it's going to be done before the year ends, but if that was to be done, and then it's confirmed it's being used by Goldman Sachs, and once Goldman Sachs do it, other banks in America will certainly end up using Ripple. If that happens, Jesus, Ripple will be a $1 trillion coin. That's just inevitable. Like, it will have a $1 trillion market cap. If the banks across America start utilizing Ripple XRP to sort out their transactions, to reduce the fees, it will be a $1 trillion market cap. It's inevitable. So whilst this year I don't think it's necessarily going to reach that level, I do believe in the next bull cycle it will, almost certainly, because within the next few years it's damn sure going to be confirmed that Ripple's the layer for the banks. Ripple's the protocol for the banks. So right now there's a circulating supply of 46 billion. So you add on $22, you're basically there. So if it's a $22 coin, you're basically at $1 trillion. And that seems very feasible. Very, very feasible. So it depends on your feelings on this year. I still think it should hit $5, even with price suppression. It's done pretty bloody well. You know, if you look at across the year, or across this bull cycle, you know, when it started around May, right? So it was at 20 cents. Its peak was around $1.80. So it did about 9x. I still think $5, even with all this price suppression, should be achievable this year. But next bull cycle, when all this nonsense, all this SEC crap is done, it's going to run wild. Anyway, that's it from me, guys. If you're new to crypto, check out Copy My Crypto. This is where I share my portfolio. I release videos talking about the market, talking about the coins that I'm holding, what I think is going to be happening over the coming few days or the coming week. My biggest holders have been absolutely crushing it. The whole portfolio has outperformed the market massively. My biggest holders have outperformed the market redonkulously. And if you want to be a part of those gains and build your wealth in anticipation of the bear cycle that is coming, then click the link in the description, earn some gains over the next few months, and then you've got that money to reinvest to make you rich when the next bull cycle hits. That's it from me. Take care. Bye.